Alright, so due to my tardiness, we'll be talking about episode 3 and 4 today. I'll briefly recap episode 3, so if you want to skip, I'll leave a timestamp here for you. But for episode 3, nothing really happens. The most that happens is Talos and Fury doing male bonding in the car. It's alright, but nothing really happens, you know? You get like the extremist with the knife in the hand. I enjoyed being between Gravik and Talos, you know, him trying to goad him to do something, and then like all of them turning into Gravik. That was a cool scene, but you know, apart from that and the infiltration of the Skrull who was launching the Russian submarine, there's not a whole lot going for it. Like all of that stuff happens in like the last 10, 15 minutes of the episode, and the rest of it is just literally them talking. And then of course you have Gaia, who is shot and presumed dead. Now that leads me on to episode 4. She's obviously not dead. Like, we all knew it. Like, it was such a poor fake out. And then having the reveal of like, oh yeah, you know, she took the thing, she's got extremis as well. Yeah, okay, fine. But I think this episode was a lot better. It was much more interesting. Especially with stuff like the beloved scene, you know. We've just been introduced to Nick Fury's wife. And now we're actually kind of getting like a bit of their romance and a bit like that. Whilst she is being ordered by Rhodey to kill him. And of course that leads into like a perfect scene where like they're kind of doing a parallel of when they fell in love with each other with reading the poem. And it's just beautiful, and it leads out to like a shootout. And whilst you kind of know what's going to happen, because of course you can't kill Fury in the series, it is done in a nice enough way to actually still enjoy it. My word, the confrontation between Rhodey and Fury in this episode, wow, it was like edge of your seat. It was so riveting, so good. He was like, did you poison my drink? And they were like, no. And I'm like, he's a Skrull. He could just destroy him easily with his super strength. But they're just playing like a game of cat and mouse, and I just love it. And the chemistry between Don Cheadle and Samuel Jackson is just on point. It's just fantastic. Kind of a shame that he isn't playing Gravik's character because of the back and forth they have, because Gravik doesn't really have much of a personality in this so far. Don Cheadle, like, he brings out the best kind of bits of Samuel Jackson. The thing with Gaia in this episode, she really didn't do anything, and like bringing her back, it didn't really have any impact because she hasn't really died. And like, it's a bit annoying because you have this scene effectively like 3 times in this episode. I'll touch on like the third one in a minute, but like, you can't keep on killing people, leaving it as a cliffhanger and then going, oh yeah, you know, yeah, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work thematically, and it just feels like very tacked on. The whole like final act of this was just superb. Like the whole thing with Fury and Talos trying to get the president. You know, Talos has been shot. He's smashing the window whilst reverting back to his Skrull self. You know, amazing. Like literally, it was so good. And like, of course, all hell is breaking loose. You can't really have Fury getting hurt again because he is the main character of this series. So I think they're going to save it either for like the last episode of this, or he's just not going to get hurt basically. But there was a bit where Gravik could have easily killed him, but instead he just jumped on his motorcycle for some reason and just rode off. Like, he had the president and Fury right in front of him in the car, and like there were reinforcements, but he literally killed them, and he just gets on a bike and he just leaves, which it's mind-boggling. It's very mind-boggling, but you know, I guess he was okay with just stabbing Talos and just buggering off. But then, as I said, this is another cliffhanger that we've got, and I'm bored of it. I'm kind of bored of it. You know, we had this with Gaia, we had this with Maria Hill, and you know, if Talos it's a 50-50 chance he's probably going to be dead or alive. You know, it would give Gaia something more to kind of join Fury or turn against him. But, you know, without Talos in this series, I don't think it's going to be as interesting because Ben Middleton really is a character that, again, brings you to like Fury and Samuel Jackson a lot more. So, you know, without that, there isn't really much that Fury has to like bounce off of. He's just literally by himself, completed. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the series quite a lot. It is still one of the best Marvel shows out there. So hopefully it keeps on this trajectory and doesn't kind of go the slow pace that episode 2 and 3 went.